The discovery. The quantum anomaly appeared at exactly 3:47 a.m. on a cold Antarctic morning. Dr. Sarah Chen had been staring at her monitors for so long that the streams of data had started to blur together, but this pattern was impossible to miss. She blinked hard, ran a diagnostic check, and pulled up the historical data from the past 6 months. "This can't be right," she muttered, her breath visible in the crisp air of the Quantum Detection Array facility. The QDA, buried 2 kilometers beneath the Antarctic ice, was supposed to be searching for dark matter interactions. Instead, it had found something far more intriguing. The pattern appeared with perfect regularity every 42 hours. Not natural background radiation, not quantum fluctuations, but a deliberate signal hidden so deeply in the quantum foam that it had taken humanity's most advanced sensors to detect it. Sarah's hands trembled as she initiated a full spectrum analysis. "Dr. Moore, you need to see this." Her voice echoed through the facility's communication system. Within minutes, the facility's director appeared, his silver hair disheveled from sleep. "This better be good, Chen. I was having a wonderful dream about winning the Nobel Prize." His irritation evaporated as soon as he saw the data streams. "How long has this been active?" "That's the thing, sir. When I backtracked through our archived data, I found traces going back years. We just weren't looking for it before. The signal's everywhere, concentrated in geosynchronous orbit, the Lagrange points, even out past Mars." Dr. Moore's face paled. "We're being watched." The next 48 hours passed in a blur of activity. The facility's quantum AI processors worked overtime, analyzing years of accumulated data. Military officials appeared via secure quantum channels, their faces grim as they received briefing after briefing. Sarah hadn't slept, surviving on black coffee and the electric tension that filled the air. The picture that emerged was simultaneously fascinating and terrifying. The signals originated from thousands of cloaked observation posts strategically positioned throughout the solar system. Each one transmitted regular reports through quantum channels that should have been theoretically impossible for humanity to detect. The aliens thought they were being clever, Sarah explained to the hastily assembled International Scientific Council. They hid their communications in quantum noise, probably assuming we were centuries away from developing sensors sensitive enough to detect them. But our dark matter research accidentally pushed us past that threshold. "How many of these observation posts are we talking about?" asked Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the Japanese quantum physicist who had helped design the QDA's core systems. Sarah projected a holographic map of the solar system. Red dots appeared everywhere, clustered around Earth, spread through the asteroid belt, hovering at the edge of the Kuiper belt. At least 3,000 that we've confirmed. They're monitoring everything. Our communications, our technological development, our social structures. And they've been doing it for at least a century. The room erupted in heated discussion. Someone demanded immediate military action. Another called for public disclosure. A third suggested trying to communicate with the Watchers. "No." Sarah's voice cut through the chaos. "We have an unprecedented opportunity here. They don't know we can detect them. More importantly, they don't know how far our quantum technology has actually advanced." Dr. Moore leaned forward. "What are you suggesting?" "We go dark." Sarah pulled up another holographic display, this one showing Earth's communications networks. "We've been developing quantum entanglement communication systems for the past decade. They're completely undetectable by conventional means. If we transition all our critical communications to quantum channels and shut down our traditional broadcasts, from their perspective, Earth would simply go silent. The logistics would be nightmarish," Dr. Tanaka objected. "Coordinating every nation, every broadcast system, every satellite." "But it's possible," Sarah insisted. "And think about what it would tell us. Their reaction to our silence would reveal volumes about their civilization, their protocols, their weaknesses. While they try to figure out what happened to us, we continue developing our technology in secret." The debate raged for hours, but in the end, the logic was undeniable. Humanity had stumbled upon a chance to turn the tables on their watchers, to develop and prepare while appearing to vanish. Project Silence was initiated within the week. Sarah found herself working with a global team of scientists, coordinating the largest technological shift in human history. They had to move carefully, gradually reducing certain transmissions while strengthening the quantum network that would become humanity's new nervous system. 3 months later, Sarah stood in the QDA's control room, watching the countdown timer. In 5 minutes, Earth would go dark. The quantum network was ready. Military forces stood prepared for any response. Humanity held its collective breath. Are we really ready for this? Dr. Moore asked quietly. Sarah thought about the centuries of surveillance, the arrogance of watchers who never imagined their subjects could detect them. She thought about humanity's potential, unleashed in secret, while their observers stared at a silent world. Ready or not, she said, it's time to show the galaxy that humanity won't be quietly watched and judged. Let them wonder what we're doing in the dark. The timer reached 0. Across the planet, transmissions ceased. Satellites went quiet. The chattering electromagnetic voice of human civilization fell silent. In the quantum realm, Sarah watched the alien observation posts register the change. Their signals shifted, quickened, betrayed confusion and concern. She smiled in the darkness of the control room, illuminated only by the soft glow of quantum data streams. The game had begun. The silent protocol. 6 weeks into humanity's self-imposed silence, the alien observation posts began to move. From her position at the quantum detection array, Sarah Chen watched their frantic repositioning with a mixture of satisfaction and concern. The watchers were finally showing their hand. They're concentrating their forces around major population centers, Lieutenant Jack Torres reported, his holographic form hovering beside the main display. The veteran Space Force officer had been assigned as military liaison to the QDA, though Sarah suspected his real role was to ensure civilians didn't mishandle humanity's greatest gambit. Moscow, Beijing, New York, London, all under heavy surveillance now. Sarah nodded, studying the quantum signatures of the alien devices. They're burning through power at unprecedented rates. Whatever scanning technology they're using, they're pushing it to its limits. The atmosphere in the control room crackled with tension. Throughout the facility, scientists and military personnel worked in near-total darkness, illuminated only by the soft glow of quantum displays. The same scene played out in facilities worldwide. Humanity conducting its business in shadows while alien eyes strained to penetrate their veil of silence. Latest decryption of their quantum chatter, Dr. Yuki Tanaka announced, sending a data stream to the main display. They're debating intervention protocols. Apparently, we're the first civilization to ever go completely dark like this. They don't know whether we've destroyed ourselves, transcended to another plane of existence, or something else entirely. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. And their uncertainty is protecting us. Their own protocols are working against them. They can't agree on how to proceed because they've never encountered this situation before. A new alert flashed across the quantum feeds. Dr. Moore burst into the control room, his face flushed with excitement. Chen, you need to see this. The London team just made a breakthrough with the quantum shielding technology. The holographic display shifted, showing test results from the British facility. Sarah's eyes widened as she processed the data. They've managed to create a stable quantum interference field. That's months ahead of schedule. Necessity breeds innovation, Moore replied. With the aliens intensifying their scans, every research team on Earth has been working overtime. The London group discovered that by inverting the phase of our quantum detection field, we can create a zone that's completely invisible to their sensors. Sarah finished, already seeing the implications. Not just communication silence, but true invisibility. Lieutenant Torres straightened, military training roaring with obvious excitement. How quickly can we implement this technology? That's the beautiful part, Moore said. We can adapt our existing quantum communication nodes. Within weeks, we could have every major military and research facility shielded from their observations. Sarah turned to the global command display, where representatives from facilities worldwide waited in quantum-linked conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's time to implement Phase 2 of Project Silence. The next month passed in a blur of activity, all conducted under the strictest quantum security. While alien observers watched empty cities and dormant facilities, humanity began to move in the spaces between their scans. Quantum-shielded transports relocated key personnel and resources. Underground facilities expanded. New technologies, developed in perfect secrecy, were tested and refined. The aliens' confusion grew increasingly evident in their quantum communications. Their observation posts registered no signs of human activity beyond basic thermal and atmospheric readings that suggested Earth was still inhabited. Cities still stood. Power plants still operated, but the vibrant electromagnetic chatter of a technological civilization had vanished, replaced by an eerie silence that defied their understanding. "They're bringing in something big," Torres announced one morning, pointing to new quantum signatures appearing at the edge of the solar system, much larger than their observation posts. Multiple vessels, based on the energy readings. Sarah studied the data with growing concern. The alien ships were like nothing they detected before, their quantum signatures suggesting technologies far beyond the observation posts. They're finally escalating. How long until they reach Earth? At their current velocity, 3 days. Sarah opened a channel to the Global Defense Council. "This is Dr. Chen at the QDA. The Watchers have called in their superiors. I strongly recommend we begin deploying the quantum defense grid immediately." Authorization came within minutes. Around the world, hidden facilities hummed to life. Quantum-shielded satellites moved into new orbits. Defense platforms, invisible to conventional detection, took up strategic positions. In her private moments, Sarah wondered if they were moving too fast, pushing their new technologies too far. But she remembered the centuries of surveillance, the arrogance of watchers who never imagined their subjects could detect them, let alone surpass their technology in certain areas. On the eve of the alien fleet's arrival, Sarah stood in the QDA's observation dome, staring up at the stars. Somewhere up there, humanity's watchers were about to discover that their quiet subjects had not vanished or transcended or destroyed themselves. They had simply learned to move in the darkness between the quantum realm and normal space, preparing for this moment. Tomorrow, the galaxy would learn that humanity's silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a declaration of strength. "Let them come," she whispered to the night sky. "We'll show them what humanity can do when we put our minds to it." Behind her, the quantum displays continued their silent vigil, counting down the hours until first contact. But this time, humanity would meet their watchers on their own terms, armed with technologies born in silence and tested in shadow. The real test was about to begin. The counterplay. The alien fleet arrived with a display of power that would have terrified humanity just months ago. 12 massive vessels, each larger than Earth's largest cities, dropped out of faster-than-light travel in perfect formation around the moon. Their quantum signatures pulsed with energy readings that dwarfed anything the observation posts had shown. But Sarah Chen felt only calm as she watched them through the QDA's quantum sensors. "Interesting," she murmured, studying their energy patterns. "They're using quantum-based propulsion, but their sensor technology is still primarily based on conventional electromagnetic scanning." "Their blind spot," Lieutenant Torres commented from his station. "They never developed quantum detection because they never needed to hide their quantum signatures from anyone." The vast network of humanity's quantum defense grid tracked every movement of the alien vessels, while quantum-shielded facilities across Earth continued their work in perfect silence. The aliens' powerful scanning beams swept across cities and continents, finding only what humanity wanted them to see: a world that appeared to be running on minimal power, its population seemingly reduced to a pre-industrial state. "They're launching probes," Dr. Tanaka announced, her quantum displays showing hundreds of smaller objects deploying from the alien ships. Atmospheric sampling devices, by the look of their configurations. Sarah opened a channel to Global Command. All stations, maintain quantum shields at maximum. Let them sample the air, but nothing else. Time to show them what a primitive planet looks like. The probes descended through Earth's atmosphere, spreading out across every continent. They found cities appearing to run on minimal power, streets empty except for occasional pedestrians. Actually, quantum-shielded androids programmed to maintain the illusion of a regressed civilization. The few visible power plants operated at low capacity, while hidden quantum reactors powered humanity's true activities beneath the shield. Their command ship is transmitting a new signal, Torres reported, much stronger than anything we've seen before. They're trying to broadcast on every frequency we've ever used. Sarah nodded. They're attempting first contact, thinking we've lost our technological capabilities. Dr. Moore, are the quantum translation matrices ready? Online and functioning, Moore confirmed. We're decoding their transmission now. The alien message displayed across their quantum screens, translated in real time. To the inhabitants of Earth, we are representatives of the Galactic Concordat, assigned to investigate the sudden cessation of technological activity on your world. Our records show your civilization was approaching a crucial development phase. We offer assistance in restoring your technological capabilities. How generous of them, Sarah said dryly, offering to help us regain what they think we've lost. Should we show them what we've actually been doing during our silence? A new alert flashed across the quantum network. One of the alien probes had attempted to penetrate the quantum shield around a seemingly abandoned research facility in Nevada. The shield had held, but the probe's sensors had registered something. They're detecting quantum fluctuations from our shields, Tanaka reported. Not enough to identify the technology, but enough to make them suspicious. Their probe network is reconfiguring, focusing on areas where they've detected anomalies. Sarah smiled. Right on schedule. Time for Phase 3. All stations, initiate Protocol Phantom. Across Earth, quantum shields began to shift in carefully calculated patterns. Where the alien probes detected quantum fluctuations, the signatures would vanish, only to appear elsewhere. It was a massive shell game, leading the aliens on a wild chase across the globe. Their fleet is spreading out, Torres announced. 3 vessels moving to low Earth orbit, others maintaining high orbital positions. They're trying to establish a containment grid. Let them think they have us surrounded, Sarah replied. Dr. Moore, status of the quantum weapon platforms. All systems ready, but still undetected. We can neutralize their entire fleet in under 30 seconds if necessary. Sarah shook her head. That's our last resort. The goal isn't to fight them. It's to show them they've underestimated us. Human ingenuity against alien arrogance. The alien probes continued their increasingly frantic search, their sensors straining to track the phantom quantum signatures that appeared and disappeared across the planet. Above, the alien fleet maintained their positions, their own sensors adding to the surveillance effort. None of them detected the quantum-shielded satellites that had quietly surrounded their vessels, recording every detail of their technology. None of them realized that every probe they launched was being analyzed, its technology reverse-engineered even as it conducted its search. They're preparing another transmission, Moore announced. This one's different, tightly focused quantum pulses aimed at their observation posts. They're calling for reinforcements. Sarah watched the quantum displays, seeing the larger picture unfold. The aliens were operating exactly as predicted, following protocols, escalating by degrees, never imagining that their quarry was watching their every move. Let them call for help, she said. The more ships they bring, the more they commit to this operation, the more powerful our position becomes, because when we finally reveal ourselves, she gestured to the quantum displays showing humanity's hidden preparations. They'll realize just how badly they underestimated us. A soft chime indicated another alien transmission, this one broadcast planet-wide. To Earth inhabitants, your world shows signs of advanced quantum manipulation beyond your previous technological level. Explain the source of these capabilities immediately, or we will be forced to take action to contain potential threats to galactic stability. Sarah opened the quantum channel to Global Command. The Watchers are getting nervous. Request permission to proceed with the next phase of our response. The reply came instantly. Permission granted. Show them what humanity can do. Sarah turned to her team, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to give our visitors a demonstration they'll never forget. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity's silence wasn't submission. It was preparation. The revelation. The alien fleet's ultimatum hung in the air like a thundercloud waiting to break. Their massive ships loomed over Earth, weapons charged, as they demanded explanations for the quantum anomalies their probes had detected. They expected fear, submission, or at least a response. They got none of these things. Instead, at precisely 300 UTC, every quantum-shielded facility on Earth activated their new systems simultaneously. Sarah Chen watched with fierce pride as the quantum displays showed the energy surge spreading across the planet like a silent dawn. All quantum displacement fields at full power, Dr. Moore reported, his voice steady despite the historic moment. Phase shift initiating in 3, 2, 1. The effect was instantaneous. Every alien probe on Earth's surface suddenly lost contact with its parent ship. Their sensors, sophisticated as they were, now registered nothing but empty ground where research facilities had stood moments before. Cities that had appeared to be running on minimal power simply vanished from their scans. Status of the quantum shield network. Sarah asked, watching the alien fleet's reactions through their quantum sensors. 100% coverage. Lieutenant Torres confirmed. Everything we want hidden is now operating in quantum-shifted space. To their conventional sensors, Earth just became a pre-industrial world with scattered heat signatures suggesting a primitive population. The alien fleet's response was immediate and predictable. Their ships moved closer, intensifying their scans, desperately trying to pierce the veil that had descended over human civilization. Their quantum communications became increasingly frantic. They're preparing to launch a second wave of probes, Tanaka announced. More sophisticated models this time, based on their quantum signatures. Sarah nodded. Right on schedule. Dr. Moore, initialize protocol mirror. As the alien probes descended through the atmosphere, they encountered something unprecedented. Their own quantum signatures reflected back at them, creating a cascade of false readings that made their sensors useless. Several probes crashed, their guidance systems confused by the quantum reflections. Their flagship is powering up what appears to be a planetary containment field, Torres reported, studying the energy readings. They're trying to lock down the entire planet. Perfect. Sarah opened a channel to the quantum defense grid. All platforms. Execute Protocol Lighthouse. Around the world, quantum-shifted defense platforms activated, not to attack, but to reveal themselves in a precisely choreographed sequence. One by one, they shifted back into normal space, allowing the alien fleet to detect them for exactly 3 seconds before vanishing again. The effect on the alien fleet was dramatic. Their containment field never materialized. Instead, their ships began to pull back, forming a defensive pattern. Their quantum communications revealed confusion and, for the first time, fear. New transmission incoming, Moore announced. This one's different. Coming from a new ship just arrived at the edge of the solar system. Much larger quantum signature than anything we've seen before. The message displayed across their quantum screens. Earth civilization. This is High Commander Vextol of the Galactic Concordat Security Council. Your quantum technology development exceeds all known parameters for your civilization's stage. Explain yourselves immediately. Sarah glanced at the quantum displays, showing humanity's hidden achievements. The quantum displacement fields, the phase shift technology, the advances in quantum computing and energy generation, all developed during their self-imposed silence. I think it's time we gave them their explanation, she said. Dr. Tanaka, prepare the quantum holographic system. Let's show them exactly who they're dealing with. The system powered up. drawing on the combined energy of quantum reactors hidden across the planet. Above every major city on Earth, massive holographic displays shimmered into existence, visible to both the alien fleet and the human population watching from quantum-shifted safety. The displays showed humanity's journey, not just their recent technological leap, but their long history of innovation, adaptation, and determination. It showed how they had detected the alien observation posts, how they had turned their watchers' own secrecy against them, and how they had used their time in silence to surpass the very technology used to monitor them. Their flagship is scanning the holograms. Torres reported. They're trying to determine if there's some kind of weapon. Let them scan, Sarah replied. Every quantum signature, every technological principle we're showing them is real. Time to demonstrate what humanity can really do. Dr. Moore, bring the lunar facility online. On the moon's far side, hidden beneath the surface, humanity's greatest achievement during their silence began to power up. The massive quantum displacement engine, capable of moving entire cities through quantum-shifted space, activated its primary sequence. Engine at full power, Moore confirmed. Quantum field stable and expanding. Sarah opened a channel to the alien fleet. High Commander Vextall, you asked for an explanation. We prefer to show rather than tell. Please observe. The quantum displacement field expanded from the lunar facility, engulfing the entire moon in seconds. To the astonished alien fleet, Earth's satellite appeared to flicker like a mirage before stabilizing, now orbiting 10,000 kilometers further out than it had been moments before. The absolute silence that followed in the alien fleet's quantum communications was more satisfying than any response could have been. Your move, Sarah broadcast to the aliens. You can either accept that humanity has earned its place among advanced civilizations, or you can witness more demonstrations of our capabilities. The choice is yours. As she waited for their response, Sarah reflected on humanity's journey. They had turned a moment of discovery into an opportunity, used their watchers' own arrogance against them, and emerged stronger than anyone could have predicted. The galaxy was about to learn that underestimating humanity was a mistake that wouldn't be made twice. The new dawn. High Commander Vextall's response came 3 hours after humanity's demonstration of their quantum displacement technology. The massive alien flagship had moved closer to Earth, but its weapons remained powered down, a gesture that wasn't lost on anyone monitoring the situation. To the leaders of Earth, the transmission began. The Galactic Concordat requests a direct meeting to discuss your civilization's unprecedented development. Sarah Chen stood in the quantum-shifted conference chamber deep beneath the Antarctic ice, watching as representatives from Earth's nations debated the response. The room hummed with the subtle energy of quantum technology that humanity had perfected during their silence. They're scared, Lieutenant Torres observed quietly. Not just of what we can do, but of what else we might have developed without their knowledge. Fear isn't what we want, Sarah replied. Respect is. She turned to the assembled leaders. We should meet them, but on our terms. Show them that humanity is ready for true diplomatic relations, not oversight. The global quantum network pulsed with activity as the decision was made. Within hours, a response was crafted and transmitted to the alien fleet. The people of Earth accept your request for diplomatic contact. We will meet in neutral space with equal representation. What followed was unprecedented in galactic history. The meeting point was set at Lagrange Point L1, where humanity revealed their first quantum-shifted space station, a massive structure that had been built in complete secrecy during their silent period. Station quantum shield deactivating, Dr. Moore announced as the facility phased into normal space, transitioning to standard visibility. The alien delegation's arrival was a parade of advanced ships and technology, clearly meant to impress. They didn't expect to find the station's quantum technology more sophisticated than their own, or its defensive capabilities beyond their understanding. High Commander Vextall, a tall, elegant being with crystalline features, led the alien delegation. Sarah stood with Earth's representatives as both sides met in the station's grand conference chamber, its windows offering a spectacular view of Earth and the alien fleet beyond. "You've achieved what was thought impossible," Vextel began, their translated voice carrying a mix of admiration and concern. "No civilization has ever detected our observation posts, let alone developed technology to surpass them in specific areas." "Perhaps," Sarah responded, "that says more about your methods than our capabilities. Humanity has always thrived when challenged, even if we didn't know we were being tested." The negotiations that followed would reshape the galaxy's understanding of emerging civilizations. Earth's representatives revealed the full scope of their achievements, not just the quantum displacement technology, but advances in energy generation, computing, and space travel that had been developed during their silence. "We propose a new framework for interaction," Earth's chief diplomat announced. "Not as observers and subjects, but as equals. Humanity offers to share some of our quantum innovations in exchange for access to galactic knowledge and trade networks." The aliens' quantum signatures betrayed their surprise at Earth's confidence. They had come expecting to contain a potential threat. Instead, they found themselves negotiating with a civilization that had turned their own surveillance into an opportunity for advancement. "There will be those in the Concordat who object to this arrangement," Vextel warned. "Your development breaks all known patterns. Some will see it as a threat to galactic stability." "Then let us demonstrate a better way," Sarah suggested. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to adapt, to turn challenges into opportunities. We chose to use our silence to advance rather than to arm ourselves. That should count for something." As the negotiations continued, humanity began sharing their story with the wider galaxy. The quantum network carried their message to thousands of worlds, a tale of determination, ingenuity, and peaceful advancement that challenged the Concordat's entire approach to emerging civilizations. 1 month later, Sarah stood in the QDA facility, watching the quantum feeds from across the galaxy. The alien observation posts were being withdrawn, replaced by open diplomatic channels. Earth's quantum technology was revolutionizing galactic communication, while human scientists collaborated with alien researchers to explore new possibilities. "Hard to believe it all started with a quantum anomaly in the Antarctic night," Dr. Moore mused, standing beside her. Sarah smiled, remembering that moment of discovery that had changed everything. "We turned their surveillance into our greatest opportunity. Humanity didn't just earn its place among the stars. We proved there was a better way to get there." Above them, the first official human-alien joint venture was taking shape, a massive quantum research facility that would combine the best of both civilizations' technology. Earth's cities gleamed with a mixture of human innovation and alien knowledge freely shared. The galaxy was changing, adapting to humanity's unexpected rise, just as humanity had adapted to the discovery of their watchers. The age of silence was over, replaced by an era of open exchange and mutual respect. "What do you think they'll remember about us?" Torres asked, watching a quantum-shifted ship prepare for humanity's first official mission beyond the solar system. "That when humanity went silent," Sarah replied. "We didn't do it out of fear or submission. We did it to prove that the best response to being underestimated is to exceed everyone's expectations, even our own." The ship disappeared into quantum-shifted space, carrying human ambassadors to distant worlds. Earth's silence had ended, but its impact would echo through the galaxy for generations to come. In choosing to adapt rather than confront, to innovate rather than arm, humanity had changed not just their own destiny, but the destiny of countless civilizations to come. The dawn of a new era had truly begun.